what I'm going to talk about is the things that I do to stay healthy. I'm not a professional athlete doing sports and spend most of the time working on my body. Having said that, I spend sometimes to work out in gym and stay healthy. The thing is, I believe that by doing exercise, you can improve your strength and your stamina, and it also delays a lot of chronic disease as you get older. For example, it prevents getting blood pressure, diabetes, and some kind of heart disease. It would be prevented. And also the other things that I do to being healthy is that I stick on a low fat diet. Um, I always use a healthy food. For instance, when I go out and hang out with my friends, and when we go to a restaurant, I always order healthy food, and they always laugh at me and make fun of me. That's I stick very hard to my diet, but I believe that most of them will get a lot of bad disease, and I don't want to be a person who fears of getting old and get a lot of disease, so I keep on what I'm doing.
Honestly speaking, doing sport is not my cup of tea. I am rather lazy when it comes to physical activity, but if I want to choose one, that definitely would be an indoor sport. Among various sorts of indoor sports, I personally prefer squash. In fact, is my favorite because it is my entertain and at the same time get in shape. I started playing squash from 10 years ago. This sport is not very common in my country, but I have an acute enthusiasm about doing and playing it. And there is a sports center near my home, and with good facilities I go there twice a month and play squash. In fact, everyone has to choose an activity for health and being well for body and play it, routines every day. And mm, this activity led to become in shape, and also when I playing squash, I don't think about anything else, and it is good for me and my job.
I'd like to talk about one of the most energizing activities that I've done. Being very simple and useful, walking is an activity that I want to talk about. Um, anyway, if my memory serves me right, I used to stay healthy. One day, while I was running in the park, I suddenly saw one of my friends, so that he walking in the park was very well shaped. So up until then, I had never seen any activities like that. Let me elaborate on that. Uh, compared to other activities like football, running, and cycling, walking serves much more my interest, um, because the more time you do it, the more weight you can lose. Although in some cases walking would be uh, would be a team game, I myself believe that it's a solo game. And you can and in this way you can get rid of negative energy and replace it with positive energy. With regard to the future, should I have more time, I will have a go at walking again.
I think being healthy is really important in these days, and in order to be to have a higher and a longer lifespan, you have to do some activities which is can improve your health condition. And I like to talk about theories, which is something that I do in my free time, and I really love it. Um, I think it was last summer when one of my friends, who was a trainer, suggested me to start this activity because at that time I really wanted to be in shape and I wanted to lose weight because I thought I was a bit fat. Actually, it's I've been doing this activity for 1 year now, and I think it was really helpful to me. I most of the time try to attend a gym twice a week, and if my and each my session are about 2 hours. I really like this activity because, first of all, when you do it, you can be more in shape and you can lose a lot of weight. Also, it can improve your flexibility because you have to do all the action with just two rope and you have to scratch your body. And another thing that I can mention about this activity is it's really can boost my mood and can put me in a better mood also. Moreover, when I do this activity, I find myself more flexible, and I think that my I can strengthen my muscle more, and I can build better body.
Well, I do various things to stay healthy. For instance, in the morning, I go jogging, and I've been doing it for a long time, since childhood. When I went to the park with my father, um he always encouraged me to do some exercise. Um, it can help me to burn lots of calories and build the strength and keep in shape. And I do that for about 30 minutes. And also after the work, I play football with my friends. I'm crazy about football, and I can say that it gives me an amazing feeling. After play football at night, I'm so shattered that it takes me only 2 minutes to fall into a deep sleep. These exercises put me in a good mood.
First things first, I have always been very much interested in issues related to health, and I've always wanted to lead a very much healthy life. There are lots of activities that I do to stay healthy, and there are lots of things that I avoid doing to maintain my health. One of these activities, of course, is a sport. I've always been a sports girl and I've always enjoyed doing sports. The sport I like more than other ones is basketball. Basketball is very much exciting and it can raise your heartbeat. It is very good for your health. I started playing basketball when I was 11 years old, but even before that, I used to do lots of other sports like gymnastics, volleyball, and skate. But among all of them, I find basketball more enjoyable. Sports can help you maintain your health in many different ways. If a sport can raise your heartbeat, it can help you with regulating your blood sugar, with regulating your blood pressure, and they are also good for your mental state, because sports can release a hormone called endorphin that is very good for your health and for your happiness, and it can help you, it can assist you in having a very healthy mental state. I spend about 3 hours a week doing sports, and this is actually the recommended time duration by scientists. They say that if you actually do sports for 3 hours a week, you can stay healthy and you can ensure your health.
Since I remember, all my family members are health conscious. For example, my grandma is a picture of health. But 90 years old, she's as fit as fiddle and as white as rain. My parents also are in good health. So I can say being a health freak is running in all my families. I myself, to improve my health and build up resistance to disease, I get regular exercise. It is well accepted that exercise enhances both mental and physical health. And on the top of them, running is an excellent way to burn off calories. In compare with combat sports such as judo, running has less risk of injury. So I work out with my personal trainer every other day since I remember, and that helps me keep fit and stay in shape, and also enhances my energy level. Doing sports helps develop sportsmanship and improve life skills also. And that's why I used to live an active lifestyle instead of sedentary lifestyle.
Throughout my life, I've always been obsessed with being healthy, and I think this is something that runs in my family, and my mother taught me to be so. And, doing exercise in order to be healthy has always been at the center of my attention, and recently it has become an integral part of my life to the extent that by no means could I imagine what my life would be like without doing exercise. And regarding this topic, I can vividly recall roughly 10 years ago when I professionally took up yoga classes. I used to go to yoga classes every other day and barely could you imagine that how beneficial yoga was for my health. By the time I was doing yoga asanas, I was, really free from all the things that made me, be stressed. Both physically and mentally, yoga was useful for me. And, while I'm doing yoga asanas, I can breathe more deeply, and this makes my heart work harder to pump blood. And recently, I've become interested in TRX classes also, and sometimes I go to gym in order to work as a bodybuilder in order to actually bulk up my muscles and as well as that to be as fit as the fiddle. And the more the time um, I do exercise, the more energetic I feel, and I would never lose the habit of doing exercises because not only it can make me uh, be actually fit, but also it helps to burn calories, which can dramatically maintain my health to a great extent and help me to uh, raise my heart rate. And on the whole, I think all exercising provides me with is a healthier lifestyle that I would otherwise be unable to achieve by any other thing.
Well, casting my mind back to almost 2 years ago, I remember I was completely stuck in a sedentary lifestyle, and I was desperate. Actually, at the office, I was so surrounded and immersed by tons of paperwork that hardly ever had enough time to even get a 10-minute break for my lunch. And you know, unfortunately, the story was exactly the same in the weekends. I mean, my whole weekends were dedicated to clearing backlogs or reading different books to expand my knowledge, which was another behind the desk task. So, at that time, it seemed to me that my whole body was suffering from physical inactivity. And when I came across an article which clarified the hazard of such lifestyle, I made up my mind to make a drastic change in my route of life. So, to make the long story short, I just suffice to say that I raised this issue with some of my friends who were in the same line with me, and we all decided to take up football as a escapist activity. And since then, my friends and I gathered together on a pitch which is located in a walking distance from our house to, you know, to play football and work out, and through which banter with each other in a friendly way. And we all find it both mentally and physically quite healthy.
Okay, being a sports freak and doing something related to that, I have quite made a name for myself. According to my friends' lies, I am a kind of a gym rat, and they have always gotten a kick out of spending some time with me there in the gym. I have always been fond of physical fitness, especially calisthenics, and I have been doing a myriad of different activities, including jumps, crunches, chin ups, press ups, and a grueling 100-meter sprint every single day since childhood. You know, those days I used to put myself through a regimented routine of vigorous training regimen because I attended a lot of competitions and races, and I really loved to develop sinewy arms and taut six pack. But nowadays, to tell you the truth, I only allocate 1 hour having a blast with my posse doing these exercises. Anyway, having exercised for a long time, almost during my life, I really feel a great deal of virility and stoutness each time I exercise. Not to mention, exercising helps me get rid of extra notches on the waistline.
Well, since I'm an academic head who's enduring a sedentary lifestyle, most of my days are being led with inactive lifestyle, which is kind of a bummer and has been a bummer for a long time. And the things that I have adopted, I mean, ways that I have adopted as coping mechanisms to grapple with this is hitting the gym. Simple as that. You go weight training or doing a lot of cardio as it suits you. I mean, you and your physicality, let's say. You can go to the gym, start working out. I personally have started going to the gym for a better part of a year right now, and I have gained muscle, and I have, gotten rid of that bottled up energy and anger and anxiety, and it has helped me a lot. And it's a change. It has been a change for good, and it's not just only my physicality, I guess. It has taken off a big chunk of my mental burden off. A lot of those feelings and sensations that are on a daily basis being pushed into your um, cognitive and in your life. As a matter of fact, you can get rid of that by easily doing some physical activity. Like I've heard, by flexing your muscles, you can actually do that as well. Not just hitting the gym 24/7, right? And it's like another motive for me was because I was always scrawny, and people used to call me a bag of bones back in high school, which wasn't funny at all. But it is funny that right now I've gained so much muscle, and I've gained a lot of weight that is just crazy. That I can feel both healthy, uh, you know, uh, in I mean mentally and physically, both at the same time. It's just incredible, and I guess everyone should find this kind of creative outlet or event to kind of blow off some steam after work, because being living in a sedentary lifestyle, it's just so much burden, and it can affect your marital life or your relationships as well.